Welcome, everyone. I got some good news for you, and that's what I feel I do here on this video channel. The good news is regards to cruising, at least with Carnival, when you have to eat a carnivore diet or a keto diet, or as in my case, I eat an Atkins diet with less than 40 carbs a day, but I do eat some healthy carbs. So you're going on a cruise, and what do you do to eat? And I was kind of frustrated because I had been identified as a type 2 diabetic only about a month before. And my progress has been fantastic eating the way that you should on this carnivore or Atkins kind of diet. My sugar was averaging about 250. I ran that for 3 months without even knowing it. And at home, on my own, within 2 weeks, without medicine, I had dropped down to the 130 area, between 100 and 130. In fact, one night I took one half of a tablet and I went too low and I had to take a drink to spike me back up. So I was very sensitive to carbohydrates. And so I know when there's an adjustment that was wrong. Now, I got to admit that when I went on the cruise, I was 15 to 25 sugar higher than normal. But that's to be expected because I'm not making the sauces, they are. But the very first day I went in, and I'm a very quiet person when I go somewhere, I don't want to bother anybody. But they had a food allergen table as you went into the Lido deck of the Carnival Magic. And I'm going to give you names here of the people that I had. And unfortunately, one person I don't have. But I went there and I ate all the carnivore stuff. And I said, what am I going to do for a dessert? There's no dessert. I make them at home. I make low-carb desserts. I'm a decent cook. I used to cook all bread. Now I can't. So I've learned how to do some low-carb desserts. And then I realized this lady that I thought was a greeter was a food allergen person. So I went up to the table and I spoke to her. And I says, this is the case I have. She goes, you know what? Let me call the chef. So I went down and sat one of 2,000 people because nothing else is open the first day on the cruise. And a chef comes out to my table, sits with me, and he says to me, what would you like for dessert? And I explained my situation. Now, I'll tell you this, they don't understand, although the chef did a little bit, they don't understand the carnivore diet. They don't understand the fat. I use a lot of fat and things. They don't understand those things. But I explained to him what I would like for dessert. And my desserts, I'm not a big dessert eater in a sense that I got to eat a lot of dessert, but I like that sit-down time and just relax and have a dessert. Well, I was sitting there with my wife for another 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, this chef comes out, and he had made me a raspberry mousse. And it was kind of too big for me, because I don't eat a lot, but out of respect, I ate the whole thing. Well, I went back to my room, and I checked, and he made it low carb. And my sugar was a little high. It was like 149. But I was so impressed with that actually, when he brought it out to me, he surprised me because I like to eat late at night on my dessert. Tears came to my eyes because this guy cared enough to do that. So his name was Chef Agut. I hope I pronounced that right, but it's A-G-N-U-T, Agut. And he went out of his way for me, and so did this food allergen lady that I had no help with, that helped me, that went and got somebody to help me. And I just wish I knew her name. So from there, the next day, I'm looking around trying to find something to eat. So I went, there was a Mongolian wok. And again, this food allergen lady was there. I went to her and I says, which of these Mongolian woks have no sugar in it? Well, she went and she found out, but it took a little time. So I had not eaten. I kind of intermittent fast. I had gone 18 or 19 hours. And I said, you know what, I should eat just in case. So I went out and I went to Guy's Burger. And Guy's Burger, they have these burgers that you can have that are delicious. They're really good. And, I got it naked, nothing on it, just the burger. And I had them put extra pickles on, and I went over to the counter. They had jalapenos. I went to another place where they had the cantina. They had other things, and I made a salad out of it on top, and it was absolutely delicious. I used some low-carb chipotle sauce. It was fantastic. So then I went back to find out about my Mongolian wok, and I am met by somebody. Actually, the person wasn't there, but I asked somebody, and they said, go to the chef here. I went, and I found the under chef, and he told me which one to eat, and then I had the Mongolian wok. Again, my sugar stood low, 135. If they had put any sugar in that they said was not in there, I would be in the 180s, 190s right away. After that, I spoke one more time to the allergy woman. I can't believe that I didn't write her name down. She was so sweet, excited. And the good news was, when I went to, and I wasn't going to eat in the dining room because I don't usually like to. I like to eat on my own time. So I made an own time thing, and I went and ate in the dining room. And she was there. And she put me at a table with 3 servers, Joel, Edson, and I, Ryan. And Edson was the real server. Joel was the overseer. But these other 2 gentlemen, young gentlemen, Edson and Iwan, they went out of their way to make sure that I had low carbohydrates, even though they didn't understand it sometimes, because they had a lot of low sugar desserts, but they had flour in it. And I tried to explain to them the thing, but they went out of their way over and over again on my behalf. And every night I had something delicious to eat that was Carnivore or Atkins. They switched my desserts to me, which is a lot of work, not desserts, the vegetables for me, which is a lot of work for them because they come, I know I used to work in food and they come already done. And they would have to do and make a special trip for me. They even got me butter for my coffee because I explained to them I want that fat in the coffee. So it was just superb. The Carnival Magic is this place you can go if you open your mouth and tell them what you need. And you talk to the allergen person. She was very well schooled in things, but they know mostly about the ADA method of foods for a diabetic. They don't understand a carnivore diet. They understand all about gluten-free, but they don't understand the carnivore diet. But they will work with you. And I want to say it was such a blessing. So, if you've never seen my channel before, this is what I usually do. My good news is about the gospel of Jesus Christ. But I thought this good news is something I should bring forth to everybody, especially those on a carnivore diet who may need it like me, that I have to eat that way now. So until next time, may Jesus increase as we decrease.